Let me share something most people never realize. The greatest enemy of your success isn't the economy or your boss or even the people around you. It's you. And I don't say that to blame you or to make you feel small. I say it because deep down, it's not laziness holding you back, and it's not a lack of willpower. What's really blocking you are the old programs running quietly in your mind. Patterns that were written years ago by family, by society, by experiences that taught you what's safe and what's possible. Think about it. Have you ever set a big goal, felt excited, and then somehow found yourself procrastinating, doubting, or even sabotaging your own progress? That wasn't weakness. That was your subconscious stepping in to keep you comfortable. But comfort isn't the same as happiness, and it sure isn't the same as success. Today, I want to walk you through 6 psychological reasons why so many of us unconsciously block the very future we're working toward. And once you see these reasons clearly, you'll understand something powerful. You're not broken. You've just been following an old script. And the moment you learn how to rewrite that script, everything changes. So if you've ever felt like you're your own worst enemy, stay with me. You're about to discover why that happens, and more importantly, how to finally step out of your own way.
Let me tell you something powerful about the human mind. Your brain is wired to love the familiar. It doesn't matter if what's familiar is good for you or not. If it's predictable, if it feels safe, your brain will cling to it. That's why so many of us get stuck in the same loops. You promise yourself, this time I'll change. This time I'll stick to the plan. And for a few days or weeks you do. You exercise, you save money, you push harder at work. But then, almost without noticing, you find yourself slipping back into the old routine. It's not because you're weak. It's not because you don't want it badly enough. It's because your subconscious is pulling you back to what it knows, to the patterns you've practiced for years. Comfort becomes a kind of prison, and the walls are built from repetition. Think about it. How many times in your life have you said, "I knew better, but I still went back"? That's not failure. It's programming. But here's the truth. Just because your brain prefers the familiar doesn't mean you have to stay there. Growth only happens when you step beyond what feels safe. And yes, at first, it feels uncomfortable, even scary. But that's the signal you're on the right track. So the next time your old habits try to drag you back, pause and remind yourself, this discomfort isn't danger. It's progress. It's proof you're breaking free from the loop.
Let me ask you something. Have you ever held yourself back because you didn't want to outgrow the people you love? For many of us, success doesn't just feel like progress, it feels like betrayal. Maybe you grew up in a family that struggled, and deep down, you worry that if you rise too high, you'll make them feel small. Maybe you were told, people like us don't get rich. We stay humble. We don't show off. And so, even as an adult, some part of you feels guilty for wanting more. Psychologists call this hidden loyalty. It's when your heart stays tied to the old world you came from, even if that world no longer serves you. And without realizing it, you keep yourself small because growing bigger feels like leaving others behind. But here's the truth I want you to hear. Your success does not betray your past, it redeems it. You don't rise instead of your family, your community, your roots. You rise because of them. And by stepping into your full potential, you show others what's possible too. Think about it. If you stay stuck, what message do you send? That they were right to settle? But if you rise with gratitude and humility, you honor where you came from, while proving that it doesn't have to define where you end. So stop apologizing for wanting more. Wanting more is not selfish. It's the spark that lights the way for everyone who comes after you.
Here's a hard truth most people never say out loud. Sometimes the real reason you don't reach success is because deep down, you don't believe you deserve it. I know that sounds harsh, but stay with me. From childhood, your subconscious has been programmed to decide what's allowed for you. What kind of life, what kind of opportunities, what kind of happiness you are permitted to have. Maybe you heard things like, money doesn't grow on trees, or people like us just have to get by. Those words sink in, and without realizing it, they become rules your brain follows on autopilot. So when success starts to show up, maybe a promotion, a new relationship, a financial breakthrough, your mind doesn't celebrate, it panics. It whispers, "This doesn't feel like me. This isn't who I am." And suddenly, you start procrastinating. You miss deadlines. You pick fights. You forget the very thing you were working on. It looks like laziness, but it's really self-protection. Your brain is pulling you back to the version of life it believes you deserve. But here's the shift. Your identity is not fixed. You're not locked into the story you were given as a child. At any moment, you can choose to rewrite it. And the moment you start to see yourself as someone who deserves success, your actions, your energy, even the opportunities that show up around you begin to change. So the next time you feel yourself slipping back, ask, do I really believe I'm worthy of this? Because the truth is, you are. You always have been.
Here's another reason people quietly hold themselves back. Success always brings responsibility. Think about it. The moment you move up in life, whether it's in your career, your finances, or even your relationships, suddenly the weight gets heavier. More eyes are on you. More people expect something from you. And deep down, a part of you might whisper, what if I can't carry it all? What if I let everyone down? So what happens? Instead of stepping forward, your subconscious pulls you back. It's safer, it says, to stay small, to not take the promotion, to not grow the business, to not put yourself out there. That way, there's nothing extra to lose, no one else to disappoint. But here's the truth. Responsibility isn't a punishment. It's proof of your growth. A tree that grows taller will always carry more branches, more leaves, more weight, but it also reaches more sunlight. You can't have the light without carrying more on your shoulders. And here's the good news. You don't need to be perfect to handle responsibility. You only need to be willing. Every step you take, you grow stronger. Every challenge you face, you build capacity. What once felt heavy soon feels natural. So don't shrink yourself just to avoid the weight. Success and responsibility are two sides of the same coin. And the very thing you're afraid of, the pressure, is often what forges you into the person you were meant to become.
Here's something strange about the human mind. We say we want change, but when it finally comes, most of us feel afraid. Think about it. You've been waiting for that promotion, and the day you get it, instead of celebrating, you feel anxious. Or you finally hit your fitness goal, and suddenly you find yourself slipping back into old habits. Why? Because your brain doesn't care if a change is good or bad. It only cares if it's new. And in the language of the brain, new equals threat. This is why so many people sabotage their own progress. Success means stepping into unfamiliar territory. More eyes are on you. Expectations rise. You've got something to lose now. And part of you starts whispering, maybe I was better off before. Maybe I should just stay where it's safe. But let me tell you something I've learned. Comfort zones are not safe zones. They are holding zones. They keep you still while the world moves forward without you. Yes, change is uncomfortable. Yes, it stirs up fear. But that fear is not a stop sign, it's a signal you're growing. The butterflies in your stomach, they're proof you're moving beyond the old limits. So the next time fear shows up, don't see it as a warning to turn back. See it as a signpost. You're on the right path. Growth will always feel scary before it feels natural. And if you can walk through that fear, you'll discover that what once felt threatening soon becomes your new normal.
Here's one that almost nobody talks about: the fear of being judged. The truth is, success doesn't just lift you up, it also puts you on display. When you rise higher, more people see you. Some will admire you, but others will criticize, doubt, or quietly hope you fail. And for many of us, that spotlight feels heavier than the reward itself. Maybe you've felt it before. You start doing well, and suddenly you hear whispers, "Who does he think he is?" Or you sense people watching, waiting for you to make a mistake. Deep down, you worry that if you shine too brightly, others will resent you, or worse, expose your flaws. So instead of stepping into success, you pull back, telling yourself it's safer to stay invisible. But let me share something I've learned. No matter what you do, people will judge. If you stay small, some will say you never lived up to your potential. If you rise, some will say you're too ambitious. Either way, someone has an opinion. The real question isn't, will people judge me? It's, whose opinion matters? And the truth is, the loudest voices are rarely the ones who matter most. When you let go of the need for approval, judgment loses its power. You stop living for the crowd and you start living for your purpose. And that's when success feels lighter, because it's no longer about proving yourself, it's about being yourself. So don't dim your light just to make others comfortable. The world doesn't need you to be smaller. It needs you to be fully alive.
So, Now you see it. The reasons you've been holding yourself back, whether it's the pull of the familiar, the loyalty to your past, the doubt about your own worth, the fear of change, the weight of responsibility, or the fear of being judged, none of these mean you're broken. They're just old programs, scripts that were written long before you even knew you had a choice. And the beautiful truth is this: you do have a choice now. You can keep letting those patterns run the show, or you can start rewriting them. You can step out of the old loops and decide, this is who I am now. This is the life I choose. And yes, it will feel uncomfortable. Growth always does. But this comfort is not danger. It's progress. It's proof that you're stretching into a bigger version of yourself. Remember, success isn't about being flawless. It's about being willing. Willing to see your patterns, willing to face your fears, willing to walk forward even when it feels uncertain. Because the life you want isn't on the other side of more effort. It's on the other side of you getting out of your own way. So I'll leave you with this. You're not too late, you're not too old, and you're not broken. You're simply upgrading. And the moment you start believing that, everything changes. Now, if this message hit home for you, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more insights like this. Together, let's keep rewriting the script, one brave step at a time.